91.3 WVKR, independent radio, Poughkeepsie, New York, dry cleaning. And we have today's guests on the phone. Today's guest, I should say, Mike Amari is on the phone with me. Thank you, Mike, for being here. You are the program manager at Opus 40 in Saugerties, New York, and the founder of Chosen Family Presents. And I appreciate your time here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. What'd you think of dry cleaning?
Pretty interesting. Yeah, it's kind of punky. Yeah, is that a good
Yeah,
genre to put them
yeah,
in? Yeah, yeah. And it looks like by your notes they came from London.
yeah.
And they're
And we've been joking because they played on Jimmy Fallon like a year ago, and that was sort of a slightly like viral moment for them. So we've been joking that Jimmy Fallon told them about Saugerties, and they just couldn't wait to come to Saugerties and play at Opus 40.
oh my gosh, I love that. What a great connection. That's so cool. And you do have them coming to Opus 40 on June 27th.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
yep. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to. There's quite a few. You got great shows coming up there this summer. Let's go a little bit into your background, like how you got into presenting music, and you're a musician also. Tell me a little bit about the start of music in your youth.
Yeah, well, yeah, I just was remembering recently actually that my mom, when I was pretty young, like 8 or 9, she said you can play whatever instrument you want. We'll get you whatever instrument, but you have to do piano lessons for 2 years first.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay. So I took piano lessons for 2 years, which was really smart because it gives you a sort of basis of music theory, baseline that you can then take into any other instrument.
Was your
So
mom a musician that she knew that? Because that's absolutely true.
yeah, she's not like a professional musician or anything, but she always like played piano and a little bit of guitar, like, and in like her church choir and that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
just as a hobby. And so we had a little keyboard at home,
Oh.
didn't have a real piano, and then eventually I got an electric guitar and an amp and got into guitar playing and had my own bands for years. Like in high school I had a band, and
And you
college I
play
had a band. Yeah, yeah,
drum.
yeah. Playing like no, playing guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing guitar and singing, and mostly my own songs. I had friends when we were like 12 years old. We were writing songs.
Wow.
And then I got into drumming when I met Shauna Falana, who my partner and I play music with, and we've toured all over, mostly in the States, a little bit in Europe. And I played drums with her, and I had never really played drums until we met.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. So I kind of learned that. I mean, at this point, that was, almost 15 years ago. So
Wow.
like, I feel like I'm a drummer now, but for years I was like, I'm just a guitar player who plays drums.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, yeah. So
Wow, wow, really cool. And the idea of presenting shows, how did that
yeah,
come together?
um, that I would say that kind of started in college. Just putting on, playing when you're playing shows with your friends' bands, and you just kind of like put a show together in someone's basement or backyard, or maybe at the cafe or bar or whatever. And I just got into, I like immediately enjoyed like making flyers and putting them around, and just the whole thing of it. And then those friends from college are the ones who ended up taking over BSP in Kingston some years later. And I
Wow.
was living in Woodstock at the time, so we just kind of reconnected, and my band played one of the first shows they did there, and it just kind of organically happened that I ended up putting on some. I started doing like a Thursday night series, and then I ended up doing all the programming there.
Wow.
So yeah.
And how long was BSP open?
Well, we were there basically 2012 to early 2020.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was about 8-9 years. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So once we got rolling, it really grew organically and pretty quickly. And we had a small room and a big room, and so I oversaw all the booking for that.
Oh,
and
so much
promotion
fun.
and stuff. Yeah.
So much fun. Yeah, I remember seeing some really great shows there. You're also involved or were involved with O Positive, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So around that same time, for 5 or 6 years, I co-chaired the music committee, which just means because people submit. It's not really a festival that gets booked so much as people submit, and then you try to get one or two bigger acts to sort of headline the thing. But so it was overseeing that curation of what was submitted, and figuring out what venues were going to host what, and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's quite a lot of planning. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. I think the biggest year I did with O Positive was like 60 something bands
Wow.
across like 7 or 8 stages.
Man, wow.
So it's really, yeah, it was, it's like a little bit like we said it's like South by Southwest style, where it's lots of smaller rooms instead of like a really big venue, or the biggest venue is like the Old Dutch Church or something like that. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so actually, I will say, like, because now I'm at Opus 40, and the sort of two-pronged approach I had at BSP, which was we had no budget, but it was for a for-profit, business and bar and everything. And then O Positive, which is a nonprofit arts organization. So, Opus 40 is kind of taking everything I learned from both of those experiences and combining them.
And it's a perfect fit for you. Was last year your first year with Opus 40?
Yeah, last year was the first year that I oversaw all the programming. I was actually there the summer before as well, but I only did a few events myself, and I just ran the events that they had already programmed.
Right.
And yeah, so this is my second season where I'm overseeing all the programming.
Man, so exciting. So exciting. And you've got some great shows coming up. I mean, um, just if people want to check out opus40.org's tickets are available right there. I love the fact that now you have like carpool tickets available.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell everybody about that, because it's like I know how, like, as someone who goes to a lot of shows and loves a lot of live music, like, it is expensive, and it's not, and it's a barrier for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
if you have to choose one show a month that you can go to because of finances, like, that's a bummer. So we have some sliding scale shows. We have some shows that are like by donation.
Oh, nice.
And then these bigger shows, we're doing a carpool ticket, which is one ticket, and you bring as many people as you can fit in your car. So if you have 4 or 5 people, it's and you're splitting it, it's really affordable.
Really? Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, man, this is a great idea. And it just like, gets people to come out. Hey, I mean, Opus 40. Tell people about Opus 40. If no one knows what that is, they're like, what is that? Tell us about that sculpture
Yeah.
park.
Yeah, it's really amazing. It's one of these like really special places in the Hudson Valley, that you just like hear about. I mean, there's a Mercury Rev song from the '90s called Opus 40,
Mm.
where they are talking about this place. I mean, it's kind of mythological.
Wow.
This one man, Harvey Fite, made this giant bluestone sculpture basically in his backyard in a abandoned quarry, and he worked on it like almost every day for 40 years, and it's this insane piece. It's like almost like a labyrinthian, curved, massive sculpture. I mean, we nowadays we would call it an earthwork or land art, but they didn't really have those terms when he was making it. So um, it's been fun to sort of like be involved in the sort of recontextualization of this amazing work of art,
Right.
from being a sculpture park to all these sort of more modern ideas that I think are part of it. I think it was a little ahead of the curve on some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's hard to believe that Harvey had what a concept and what he accomplished, in his lifetime. I mean, really quite extraordinary when you see it and you see the magnitude of the place and the way that it's located and the pillar on top and all of it is just really very, very unique and so special. There's really nothing like it.
Yeah, and so I should say that a lot of the shows that I'm doing there this summer are just the one act.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying to people, like, the opening act is the sculpture. It's the space.
Yeah.
So, we usually have gates open like an hour and a half before the show. So I encourage people to come early, make an evening of it. Most of the shows are, sort of early evening to sunset, and, bring a chair or a blanket, and just like we have this nice meadow. We have food trucks. We have a pop-up bar. Like, just make a sort of evening of it and explore the space and sort of sit in the space. It's really quiet there. There's this beautiful view of Overlook Mountain and the Catskills behind the sculpture. So that's what I encourage people to do, is just really make it sort of a two-pronged thing. You're coming to see an act that you want to see, but also like check out this incredible sculpture space.
Yeah, absolutely. I've also been encouraging myself and others, even if you're not familiar with the music, because some of what you present, I'm not, quite honestly. But every time I've been to one of your shows, Mike, I've always been like, wow, this is really good stuff. And I have just been trying to expose myself to different music. I still will always go to the shows that I've always gone to, but just introduce a little bit more,
Well,
and
that's what I'm saying about the pricing, is that you will be less adventurous if the cost of something is keeping you from going.
yes.
So for me, it's like, I want people to exactly what you're saying, explore, check out something you're not familiar with. Go if you go onto Opus's website or any venue's website, you can check out videos or tracks from the artist. I bet you will find something that you didn't know before that you like.
Right.
And these artists need the support. They need the ticket sales. So
Yeah. There's nothing better than supporting live music. And it's just, I always say it's the one thing that unites people, and you just come together and it's just, you're all there for the love of music and all the other stuff just gets put aside, and it's just, I don't know. I always think I get such a special feeling by seeing live music. And I hope others share that too, So I want to talk about, because you're generous enough to let me offer some ticket giveaways after our conversation today. The first show that you've got coming up that you're presenting, Chosen Family presents, is Dry Clean, is what we heard. That's on the 27th. Talk a little bit, you just did, about what you said with the Jimmy Fallon, but yeah, talk about getting them in. That's a pretty good band to get.
Yeah, I mean, for my own personal taste, they are the band that I am most excited about, that I booked at Opus this summer. It's just the type of music that I really love. Similar, like if you're into Wire or The Fall, or or a band like Parquet Courts or something like that, they're of that ilk. And they're from London. I guess what sets them apart and what I really like about them is, like, most of that sort of punky music, A, usually it's a guy singing, and B, it's usually like sort of political or aggressive or, something like that. And Dry Cleaning singer, who's female, it's like, and the lyrics are like super abstract and surrealist. And are just like, I just have never heard anything like it. And the sort of juxtaposition of like her vocals, her sort of softly spoken word vocals with this sort of aggressive music. It's very heady, and it's kind of like a cerebral punk music. And so that's why I thought it could work at Opus 40. I don't normally book something that's sort of punk-ish at Opus 40. It's just not the vibe out there. But I think that they are just in this little sliver that's going to work so well out there, because it's so cerebral and conceptual in its approach. It's not aggressive. It's not trying to get you to dance around or anything. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly, exactly. Although you might want to get up and dance a little, which is more than
Yeah,
welcome to do. So dry
plenty of
cleaning,
space.
yeah, absolutely. That's the other beautiful thing about it. Dry cleaning, the band will be at Opus 40 on Thursday, June 27th. Um, and then just a few days later, on the 30th, talk about Son Rompi. Or am I saying that wrong?
Yeah, Son Rompe Pera.
Okay.
They're an amazing band from Mexico City, just outside of Mexico City. They've actually played a few times at the Falcon. I know you're a big supporter of the Falcon,
Yeah.
and that's actually the first time I heard of them was someone who saw them at the Falcon was like, this band's amazing, and I just had them on my radar, on my mind. And actually, about a year and a half ago, I was in Mexico. I was in San Cristobal de las Casas in Chiapas region,
Okay.
and the week that I was there, I saw a poster that they were playing there. So I actually got to see them in a tiny, like, because they usually play like pretty big venues in Mexico. They're pretty big there.
How cool is that?
I saw them in this place with like 100 other people. Like I could reach my hand up and touch the ceiling. Like it was tiny, and it was amazing. They were just tearing it up. They're basically like kids who like grew up in punk bands and hardcore bands, and then they got into like the cumbia music of their area, like on marimbas and stuff. So they play like marimba based cumbia music, but they just really like smash on these marimbas like in a sort of punk rock style.
Love it.
So and they're blowing up. They're playing, these huge festivals all over the world. They're playing in the U.S. a lot. Like, we got them, I think, just at the right time, because I think even like 6 months from now they would be too big to get. Yeah.
Oh, that's like the best get, right? When it just
Yeah.
happens like right there. So we're going to give away a pair of tickets to that show again. That's going to be on June 30th, which is a Sunday night. Please don't call now. I'll prompt you when to call in, but pair of tickets going to be happening to that. And then just a few days after that, July 5th and 6th, 2 nights with the extraordinary, legendary Sun Ra Orchestra. Tell us about Marshall's special event.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just realizing how those are all like within 2 weeks of each other, 14 days or something.
Yeah.
Sun Ra Orchestra, 2 nights on 4th of July weekend, which they're one of the great American bands, ensembles. Marshall Allen, one of the great American jazz players. He just turned 100 in May. He's still leading the band. He doesn't fly when they go places, but being based in Philadelphia, he plays shows in the Northeast with them. So it's not, health providing, he'll be leading the band both nights.
I love that. And
Yeah,
this is Friday, July 5th and July 6th. Again, opus40.org. 2 nights of Sun Ra Orchestra. So it's a Friday or Saturday. I saw them there. When was that? Last year or the year before?
Yeah, this will be the 3rd year. That was 2 years ago when I wasn't quite overseeing all the programming. I did a show with them there that sold out. It was great. Last year sold out. So this year we were able to get 2 nights with them. And they are both, there's tickets left right now, but they're both trending towards selling out.
And especially
before the weekend.
And it's a holiday weekend. So July 5th, July 6th, Sun Ra Orchestra, and just extraordinary musicians. I love them. I just love them to pieces. So you also, on July 25th, you have, you pronounce it.
Oh, Arouge Aftab?
Yes.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. She's, I don't know if you've checked out her music. She is incredible. Sort of, honestly difficult to describe. I think, she has this sort, she's Pakistani American. She has this sort of Sufi influence, but it's somewhere between songwriting and jazz and meditative music. I mean, she has some tracks that kind of sound like Sade. For it's just in this really interesting pocket And her voice is really the centerpiece of it all. She's an incredible singer.
I
Um,
listened to the track that you sent. We are going to play that, by the way. When you and I are done talking, I'm going to spin the
yeah,
music that you gave me. And yeah, that track was really, really, really cool. So,
yeah, and she's got an incredible band. I think there's like a harpist and a violin player. It's just this really interesting melding of lots of different influences and sounds. And she's a Grammy winner. She was the first Pakistani American to win a Grammy, actually,
wow.
a couple of years ago,
Uh huh.
for her last record. And she has a new record that just came out like last week, that's been getting incredible reviews. And so I would just that's one for sure. If you're not sure what you might be interested in, check that show out, Aruj Aftab, or just check out her music.
And that's Thursday, July 25th. And again, we're talking
Yeah,
about opus40.org. Tickets available online. Then this band looks really cool. August 2nd, Mukumba.
yeah, Makumba,
Oh
yeah,
my God,
from
I listened to a
Zimbabwe,
couple of
yeah.
their tracks. I'm like digging it. Really good stuff.
Yeah, that's another one I'm looking forward to. I should mention that the Son Rompe Para, the band from Mexico, and Mukumba are collaborations with the local, with Isabel and Danny at the local.
Beautiful.
Um, and specifically like with Makumba, they're going to be playing the Global Fest, which Isabel from the local in Saugerties is part of Global Fest in New York City.
Right.
So that was something where it was like they're going to play the Global Fest. We could add a show the day before.
Love it.
So I'm obviously like very into like collaboration and everyone kind of getting behind, having multiple people getting behind a show and getting the word out there, and
Right.
turning people on to new music.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to be doing a pair of ticket giveaways for Mukumba too, and that again is happening August 2nd. You and Isabel are probably a super fit as far as presenting shows, as well as Danny, of course, too. Danny Melnick. You did
Yeah,
present a few shows over the winter at the local, also, correct?
yeah. I actually didn't know Isabel until I started at Opus. She's on the board there. They were just sort of in the early stages of the local. And yeah, it's been great getting to know her. And I just have a ton of respect for her and Danny and the stuff that they've programmed over the years. And I'm so happy that they have that space in Saugerties, right in downtown Saugerties. There's a proper music venue now.
Yeah, yeah.
In addition to like the Orpheum, does events and stuff too, the movie theater. But it's been really great. And we definitely like have some overlap, especially with like, international acts. There's just, she's booked bands that I absolutely love. Like she's brought some bands to the area for the first time that are bands that I absolutely love. A
Yeah,
lot of respect.
yeah, no, I adore the both of them, and have definitely given my time volunteering there just because they're just
Mm-hmm.
extraordinary, and the music that they bring to that area is just amazing. And I love seeing people's faces walk in like, oh, I've never been here, and then walk out with like, oh my god, I can't wait to come back and see the next show and all of that. So it's a really lovely venue, and yeah. The other thing is coming August 8th to Opus 40 is Beings.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell me about them.
Yeah, Beings is a new group. It's sort of a super group of New York City. Hard to describe. People who kind of cross over between jazz and ambient and droney rock music. So it's an improvised ensemble. That's Jim White on drums. He's played like on a ton of Cat Power records and PJ Harvey records, and Ishmael on bass actually is like collaborates with Aruj Aftab a lot. Steve Gunn on guitar, who's pretty well known in his own right.
Yeah.
And Zoe Amba on saxophone. who's sort of an up and coming. They're like the youngest person in the band, but yeah, basically like the person who's setting up their shows just sent me a clip over the winter, like a 15-second clip of them playing in New York City for the first time, and I was like, yeah, this is perfect for Opus
I
because
love when it sells you in 15 seconds.
yeah, well, I've done shows with Steve Gunn over the years, a couple different shows actually. So I'm already a fan of his, but this is totally different. This is like improvised, experimental, droney, um, very collaborative between the players, very in the moment, and I think that that really resonates with Opus 40, where that sculpture and just the way it came together was very fluid and very improvised, and Harvey Feidt, when he was building it, like thought it was going to be one thing, and then halfway through making it realized it's something totally different, and just went with it, and was a fan of jazz music and wanted it to be a performance space there.
Mm-hmm.
He actually wrote about that, so it's sort of built into the legacy of Opus 40. And there's certain people like Sonny Rollins played there in the 80s, and Richie Havens, and experimental people.
I saw the Digital Dolphins there in the 90s.
Who's that?
With
Digital Dolphins?
yeah, with Mike D'Amico, Rob Leone was there.
Ah.
Brubeck, the Brubeck brothers,
Oh, yeah.
Danny and Chris were in the Digital Dolphins, and
Yeah.
I saw them there at Opus. It was like holy crap!
Wow.
Orleans played
Yeah.
there, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it just definitely always had the vibe of like, wow, this is a great place to host music. Definitely.
Yeah,
Um,
but there's this sort of history of like experimental music there,
right. Right.
as well as like more traditional jazz as well. I mean, Pat Metheny has played some infamous concerts there. So to me, the Beings is right in that sweet spot where it's like it appeals to like the indie rock crowd, but it also appeals to the jazz and experimental crowd as well.
Right.
So that's kind of the sweet spot for me at Opus 40. Even like Sun Ra Orchestra, like they have an experimental element to what they do, and an improvised element to what they do,
Yeah.
even though it's more composed jazz.
Right, right. Yeah, no, it's so great to see them all up there. I love Sinra. I'm hoping to make it there this summer too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Jonathan Richman.
Yeah.
I know we're
Yeah,
talking
from Modern
outside of
Lovers.
Opus
Yeah.
40 now, but we're talking about Jonathan Richman at Unicorn Bar in Kingston, formerly known as
The Beverly.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. I'm doing 3 nights with him there. 2 of the nights are sold out, and the third night is almost sold out. So if you're hearing this and you're interested, get those tickets probably the next day or two.
And how do people get those tickets?
They can go to chosenfamilypresents.com, or if you go on Instagram or Facebook, Chosen Family is on there.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it that way. It should be up on Unicorn's website as well. Unicornkingston.com, I think it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did some shows with him there when it was the Beverly, and he's just basically been waiting for it to reopen to do some shows there. He just loves the room. It's a very small room. Something about it, he's very particular about what he likes and doesn't like about a venue. So just kind of honored to have him back there for 3 nights.
3 nights,
like,
that's pretty
yeah,
amazing. Yeah, like not just 1, not 2, but no, up to 3 now. So yeah, no, that's good stuff. Mike, talk about your sign that you have out.
Oh yeah, so every month, myself and primarily Liam Singer from Avalon, the Avalon Lounge up in Catskill, which is another great venue in the area. He and I make a zine every month that's got a show paper in it, which we also post on the Instagram, which is just basically like a list of every event that we can find going on, every concert in the area, and we what time, how much it costs, and then we give a little quick 1-line description, which can be kind of funny. Sometimes we don't take it too seriously, but try to it's kind of like when Twitter first came out and you only had so many characters and you have to try to say a lot with a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we make that, and then it's also just full of local writing, art, random stuff. It's basically an open format for local people to share whatever they're making. The art and all that stuff is print only. It doesn't live online anywhere. We print 1,000 copies and put them around the area. Like if you're listening in Poughkeepsie right now, we put them at Reason and Ruckus, which is kind of in downtown Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
And we put them at Dark Side Records.
Nice.
So at the top of each month, we just put them out, and they usually go pretty quick. And yeah, so yeah, I encourage people to check that out. Or like I said, go on Instagram, and we put the show paper on there as well.
On there as well. And again, Chosen Family Presents is how you're going to find that on Instagram as well. And yeah, no, exciting. You're doing some great stuff in the Hudson Valley, Mike. And I know thousands of people are so happy with the shows that you have put on through the years, and just keep doing what you're loving to do. And yeah, no, it's a really wonderful thing. So thanks for keeping it going, and just it's a lot of work what you do, and I just admire you and thank you for it. So
Thank you for saying all that, and for your all that you're doing, and you're supporting the people who are putting on events. And
yeah,
it's a relatively small circle up here, right? The people who are putting on events and covering it, and
yeah, and it's all just big love and one happy family, and music is the uniting thing, and I'm so stoked to be giving away tickets. You know what I love giving tickets away to shows, and then after the show, sometimes people call me and they're like, man, I've never been to that venue, I've never heard that band before, and they say, like, oh my god, I loved it, I can't wait to go back, I'm on the mailing list now. Like, that's the best thing anybody could say for me.
Yeah.
And so yeah, do you have a mailing list for Chosen Family?
I do. Yeah, if you go to chosenfamilypresents.com, it'll pop up for the mailing list. I also have a link to it on the Instagram. Yeah, I mean, I think if I could just sort of echo what you're saying there, like if I could put anything out there to people, is like, go check out your local music venues, or drive 35, 40 minutes to go to, another town in the region to check out a show, because only good things are going to happen. You're going to find a new place that you love to eat, or you're going to see an amazing show. You're going to run into someone you haven't seen in a long time. Like, I just can't, say that enough. Like,
and it's
we have
like-minded
some really great
people,
venues.
and like-minded people. And we really do. I always say, almost any night of the week, you can drive 30 to 45 minutes and see world-class music right here in this area. You don't have to go to the city. You don't have to go far. We've got it right here, and we're so lucky, because not every community has what we have here.
Yeah, we are incredibly lucky. I'm as someone who's toured around the country, it just really stood out to me, like, how, like, for us, a low population area, and obviously it's because we're adjacent to New York City, but we have a very special thing going on in the Hudson Valley that is not going on in a lot of parts of the country.
Yep.
And we should really be thankful for that and support that.
Yep.
And keep that going.
Yep. It's important to do that, that's for sure. So, yeah. Well, listen, I thank you for your time. I will be in touch with the ticket winners, and Mike, I hope to see you soon, and I really appreciate everything that you do. So, thank you. You have a good evening, and I'll catch you out there soon, I'm sure.
Thanks, Rita. Yeah, I'm sure I'll see you a few places this summer.
Yeah, I have no doubt. All right, Mike. Thanks again.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Mike Amari. program manager for Opus 40 in Saugerties, opus40.org, and also founder of Chosen Family Presents. chosenfamilypresents.com. All right, it's time for one pair of ticket giveaways, and then I'll do a second pair in a little bit. If you have never been to Opus 40, it doesn't matter if you have or haven't, but yeah, you're going to give us a call if you'd like to go to this show. It's happening Sunday, June 30th from about 6 to 9 p.m. Please be able to go to the show. Don't just call to win tickets because you're taking them away from somebody that actually could go. So you and a guest, you and your friends or a partner or whatever is invited to go see this show at Opus 40 from the band Son Romp Para. And this is the band Mike was just talking about that is from the outskirts of Mexico City. And they're going to be huge. They're already huge in Mexico. And they've got a couple of critically acclaimed records and hundreds of shows. They've been all around the world, and we're lucky enough to get them at Opus 40 up in Saugerties, New York. So if you can go to this show, you want to go to this show, I'm going to spin a track of San Rompe Perra right now, and you can give me a call here. The show again is Sunday, June 30th from about 6 to 9. You can get up there early, have a picnic, or they have food trucks there. They have a little bar area there. And again, the phone number here, 845-437-7178. If you'd like to go to the show at Opus 40 in Saugerties and you're able to go on Sunday, June 30th, just give a call right here at 845-437-7178. 78. I'm going to play a track of a San Rompe Perra right now. And again, one pair of tickets up for grabs. All you have to do is give a call, 845-437-7178. And let's take a listen to the band right here, right now on 91.3. 91.3 WVKR. Congratulations to Amanda. She won a pair of tickets to see who we just heard, Sanrampe Para, at Opus 40 on Sunday, June 30th. Tickets available at opus40.org. But have no fear, I've got one more pair of tickets to give away. But a big congratulations to Amanda, and she's going to Opus 40 Sunday, the 30th of June of this month. I have another pair of tickets to give away for August 2nd. It's a little bit in the future there, so if you can put it on your calendar and if you can definitely go, you can give me a call and hopefully win a pair of tickets to see Mo Kumba. And these guys, when I first heard them here from the video that Mike sent me, I was blown away by them. They are a 6-man crew from the Victoria Fall and one of the most exciting bands from Africa. They've traveled to over 40 countries in great international festivals that they've performed at, including North Sea Jazz. They've been at the Apollo Theater, the New Orleans Jazz Fest, and the name of this band is Mo Kumba. And Mo Kumba will be at Opus 40 in Saugerties on Friday, August 2nd. If you can definitely go to the show, give us a call here at 845-437-7178. You and a friend will bring lucky winners of this amazing place to go see a show and a great band, Mo Kumba, Friday, August 2nd. Definitely be able to go. If you are, give me a call. 91.3 WVKR. Our phone number is 845-437-7178. All right, let's take a listen right now to Mo Kumba, 91.3. Yeah, 91.3 WVKR. Mo Kumba, the band, will be at Opus 40 on Friday, August 2nd, and so will Judy. Judy's going to be there because she won a pair of tickets to go see Mo Kumba Friday, August 2nd at Opus 40. Tickets can be purchased at opus40.org. And stay tuned throughout the summer. I have ticket giveaways coming up and all kinds of great places and maybe some more to Opus 40. Let's see what happens there. But congratulations to Amanda, who won a pair of tickets for Sunday, June 30th to see the band San Rampe Para. And congratulations to Judy, who won a pair of tickets for Friday, August 2nd, Mo Kumba at Opus 40. And check out opus40.org. It's really a gem here in the Hudson Valley. There's nothing like it. You can't compare it to anything. It really is extraordinarily unique and just a beautiful place. Lots of events going on there. Nonprofit organization, opus40.org. And thank you to Mike Amari for presenting such great shows there. And for being my guest here today. I'm going to play one more track before the 5 o'clock hour. This is a band we talked about with Mike, Sun Ra Orchestra. They will be at Opus 40 for 2 nights, July 5th and July 6th. Let's take a listen to a track by Sun Ra and his orchestra right here, right now, 91.3. 91.3, Sun Ra and his orchestra, Plutonian Nights. Love that band. Marshall Allen, the leader of that band, is 100 years old and will be with this band, Sun Ra and his orchestra, Sun Ra Orchestra, I should say, up at Opus 40 for 2 nights. I think they're very, very close to being sold out. If you're going to go, get your tickets now, and it's happening on the holiday weekend, July 5th and 6th, opus40.org. Sun Ra Orchestra with Marshall Allen leading the band at 100 years old. Some good music coming up this summer, folks. Get out there, get your tickets, support this amazing musical area that we're living in. It's really, truly something special. And, all right, let's start off by saying you are tuned into LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR, independent radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. We are broadcasting live from the beautiful campus at Vassar College. I am your host, Rita Ryan, here most every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m., bringing you LocalMotion. If this is your first time tuning in, this show is all about music of the Hudson Valley. We talk to musicians that live here. We talk to promoters like we just did. We also anybody that has anything to do with music, whether they live here or they come to perform here or they come to record here. That's what this show is all about. And thank you again to Mike Amari from Chosen Family Presents and program manager at Opus 40 for being my guest during the 4 o'clock hour. The hour where I don't have a guest, I start off each and every hour by playing a track from the playlist from Tony Falco, who passed away October 27th of 2021. He left many things behind, one of them being a really cool playlist. And I do this just to honor Tony, and it just gives me a few minutes out of a, busy life, busy day, just to sit and reflect on everything that he did for live music in the area, a staunch supporter of living artists. That's the motto at the Falcon, support living artists. And it's being beautifully run by Lee Falco, Tony's son. You can always check out live at thefalcon.com. It's right in Marlborough, New York. There's never a ticket you need to buy to go to the Falcon. It's all done by donation. It's pretty unique. And the track that we're playing now, I play the tracks in sequential order that Tony uploaded them. And this one, you may know, you may not. Pretty cool band, though. Let's take a listen to some music by Wilco here on 91.3 WVKR.
I've never been alone long enough to know if I ever was a child. I was tied up like a boat, on button like a coat, set free for a while. Well, I jumped to jolt my clumsy blood, while my white, green eyes cry like a window pane. Can my cold heart change, even out of spite? I slump behind my brain, a haunted stain never fades. I hunt for the kind of pain I can't take, and I cry like a window pane. Can my cold heart change overnight? So I won't ever wanna touch your heart too much, or hold you too tight. I slump behind my brain, a haunted stain. I'll never fade. I hunt for the kind of pain I can't take. I never was alone long enough to know if I ever was a child.
Blue above, white below, off again, time to go. But how I feel depends on where I'm headed. Blue again, pointed west, the other way from where you rest. And though it's temporary, I still dread it. 'Cause when we are apart, days are twice as long. Colors seem to pale. Wine don't taste as strong. All my traveling friends can't wait to hit the road. I used to be like them. Now all I want is destination home. Wheels touch down, get on the bus. The stage door waits for all of us. We tumble in to do the job we do. They call my name, I take the stage. Applause, it's like a calming wave. The spotlight holds me just like I hold you. But when we are apart, days are twice as long. Colors seem to pale. The wine don't taste as strong. And all my traveling friends, they can't wait to hit the road. I used to be like them. Now all I want is destination home. Distance is no friend of mine. Makes me feel I'm losing time with you. Blue above, white below, off again, it's time to go. Breathing easy, knowing where I'm headed. We cut up through the cumulus. I wonder if I'm through with this. For only you could make me wanna let it go. 'Cause when we are apart, days are twice as long. Colors seem to pale. Wine don't taste as strong. And all my traveling friends, I know they can't wait
91.3, the beautiful and talented Chrissy Poland, the track called Destination Home was the title track from her EP released a few years ago, written for her small child. She has a 5-year-old daughter. Chrissy was my guest here last week on the show. If you miss any shows or you want to hear some of the interviews again, I would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's under LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR. You'll find us on YouTube. You'll also find us on Spotify and some other streaming platforms. And on the Facebook page by the same name. That way, if you follow, you'll keep up with all the amazing artists that are coming on the show and have been on the show. So good stuff. And Chrissy will be bringing an all-star lineup to the Falcon this Friday night. Chrissy Poland with Stu Minderman, James Genus, and Josh Dion. Extraordinary lineup. You can just go to the Falcon and make a reservation live at thefalcon.com and read more about each one of those amazing individual artists Chrissy Poland is bringing to the Falcon this Friday night. Started the show off by playing a track, Wilco, If I Ever Was a Child, from the 2016 album Schmilko. And of course, Wilco does their Solid Sound Festival, their annual Solid Sound Festival. That's happening this year, the end of this month, June 28th through the 30th, up at Mass Mocha in North Adams, Massachusetts. I played Wilco because they were on Tony Falco's playlist, and I'm always learning, continuing to learn about new music from Tony, and that's why I play a track here each and every hour that I don't have a guest. That's how we start off the hour here. And let's see what else we got going on. All right, so next week's guest is blues guitarist, singer-songwriter Chris Berkson. He's just released a new album called Comforts of Home. Last week I played track 1. Right now, let's take a listen to track number 2 from Chris Berkson here, 91.3.
Retribution has come for you. No more jabbing and knifing, your chicanery is true. Buffalo and desperate soul, ain't nothing you can do. Retribution has come for you. All those cheating line, falsifying, throw grandpa down the stairs. All I know, though they go low, yeah, they'll get theirs. Karmic payback, they're gonna drop the other shoe. Actions of consequences, as Sir Isaac knew. The ship has sailed, your vows have failed, ain't nothing you can do. Karmic payback, gonna drop the other shoe. All those cheating lines, falsifying, throw grandpa down the stairs. All I know, though they go low, yeah, they'll get theirs. They'll get theirs. tipping, ego tripping. Manipulate the facts you can't hide. Retribution is coming for you. No more jabbing, conniving, your chicanery is through. Buffalo and debts were sold, ain't nothing you can do. Retribution coming for you. All those who cheat and lie, falsify, throw grandpa down the stairs. All I know, though they go low, oh Lord, they'll get theirs. They'll get theirs. They'll get theirs. They'll get
Little did you know, you got my attention when you walked through the door. And little would I know that wrapped in your affection, I would be reborn. Now I'm letting you know, baby, you're the one that I adore. And it feels so good. Feels so good loving you. Feels so good. Feels so good. Oh, unexplained, it never ceases to amaze what love can do. How it pulls you through. Oh, how it pulls you through. Because of all the love you give, I'm so free in my own skin. And I'm stronger now than I've ever been. All I want are your tomorrows. Baby, where you go, my love will follow. 'Cause it feels so good. Feels so good loving you. Feels so good. Feels so good. Oh, my love, never felt this way before. Never felt this way before. No. Feels so good. Feels so good loving you. Feels so good. Feels so good. I feel so good. I feel so good loving you. I feel so
.91.3, Natalie Forteza, Feels So Good. She's going to be performing tonight. If you're in the Newburgh area or Southern Ulster area, City Winery in Montgomery, New York is where Natalie will be performing tonight. Beautiful voice, Natalie Forteza, citywinery.com, and Hudson Valley location is in Montgomery, New York. We also heard brand new music from Chris Berkson, the album called Comforts of Home. We heard the track Retribution. This is 12 tracks produced by Chris Berkson and Ken Rich. Chris Berkson will be my guest next Wednesday. We'll be playing lots of tracks from this new album and talk about Chris's career. He's an extraordinary blues guitarist and singer and songwriter, travels all throughout Europe and also teaches at the Berklee School of Music. He will be performing at the Falcon on June 28th, and he will be my guest here on LocalMotion next Wednesday. So look forward to talking with Chris. We're going to keep the music flowing. It is 5:22. I'm Rita Ryan, your host of LocalMotion each and every Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Let's take a listen to this young gentleman who will be performing this weekend at Jazz Forum in Tarrytown, New York, before his big show at the Saratoga Jazz Festival at SPAC later this month. Let's take a listen to Joey Alexander, 91.3.
pizza and fairy tales tonight. Oh, you heard me right. It's pizza and fairy tales tonight. And I can't wait. And I can't wait. It's pizza and fairy tales tonight. It's pizza and fairy tales tonight. And I can't wait. It's pizza and fairy tales tonight.
.91.3 Stephen Clare, Pizza and Fairy Tales, off his release, The Presentation of Self in Everyday Life. He came up with this, I think, during COVID, and just him in a room with, microphones, guitar, piano, whatever else, other instruments, and and that was the release, the latest release. But there's going to be a new release, from what I understand. There's a new album coming out this summer, I believe. Stephen Clare will be at Colony in Woodstock this Thursday, which is obviously tomorrow. ColonyWoodstock.com. You can get info about Stephen Clare's show there tomorrow night. We also heard Joey Alexander, the album called Origin, the track Angel Eyes. If you're not familiar with the very young phenomena of a pianist called Joey Alexander, he's quite extraordinary. He's a prodigy who grew up in Bali and started playing at a super, super young age, the piano. 60 Minutes on CBS did an expose on him, 10 years ago or something, maybe around there, maybe even less. I don't know, somewhere around there. And he has just catapulted in the jazz world. He's, I think, 20, 21, 22 years old, and has just now traveled the world and is touring everywhere. He's been part of the huge festival scene, the jazz festivals, and he's been to Newport, he's been to Saratoga, all over the world, Montreal. So Joey Alexander is going to be playing at the wonderful jazz club in Westchester County in Tarrytown, Jazz Forum. And there's 2 shows happening there this weekend, Friday and Saturday night. If they're not already sold out, they do an early show and a later show. Joey Alexander, if you can see him in a club like that or any time, is really quite a phenomena to see Joey Alexander. Joey will also be at the Saratoga Jazz Festival on Saturday, June 29th. So, got a couple opportunities to check out Joey Alexander. This next performer will be in Beacon this Saturday night. I think you may have heard this song before. Let's take a listen to Steve Forbert here on 91.3.
Bring me southern kisses from your room. Meet me in the middle of the night. Let me hear you say everything's alright. Let me smell the moon in your perfume. Oh, gods and years will rise and fall, and there's always something more. Lost in talk, I'll waste my time, and it's all been said before. While further down behind the masquerade, the tears are there. I don't ask for much, I just want someone to care. That's right now. Meet me in the middle of the day, let me hear you say everything's okay. Come on out beneath the shining sun. Meet me in the middle of the night, let me hear you say everything's alright. Sneak on out beneath the stars and run. My mind and you won't have to hear shreds of news and afterthoughts and complicated scenes will weather down behind the light and fade like magazines. I know that they will now. Meet me in the middle of the day, let me hear you say everything's okay. Bring me southern kisses from your room. Let me hear you say everything's alright. Let me smell the moon in your perfume. Oh, now meet me in the middle of the day. Let me hear you say everything's okay. Let me see you smiling back at me. Hey, meet me in the middle of the night. Let me hear you say everything's alright. Hold me tight and the loving love is free.
Terrence Blanchard, One Night in Miami. Rumble, Young Man, Rumble. A film that was released in 2020, and Terrence wrote some of the music, and that's what we just heard. Terrence Blanchard will be one of the featured artists at the Saratoga Jazz Festival on Sunday, June 30th. He is a 6-time Grammy winner, an extraordinary artist, and we're going to be so thrilled to have him up at the Saratoga Jazz Festival at the end of this month. We also heard Steve Forbert, album Jack Rabbit Slim, the track Romeo's Tune. He will be right here in Beacon, New York this Saturday night. Tickets available at towncrier.com to check out Steve Forbert this Saturday night at the legendary Town Crier. It is nearing the end of the show. We're not quite there. We've got about 22 minutes left. So what we're going to do now is do musical happenings. I do this towards the end of the show to list in alphabetical order some of the area venues in the hopes that you go support live music and support the musicians and have yourself a really good time. Let's take a start here. Take a listen and a start with the Bardavon and UPAC. Info, bardavon.org. June 14, Bela Fleck, Edgar Meyer, Zakir Hussain, Rakesh Saurajia. June 21, Fleet Foxes. June 29th, Bruce Hornsby and the Noisemakers at Bardavon. Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, bearsvilletheater.com. June 8, Best of the 80s with Dizzy Fish. June 14 and 15, Guster. Bethel Woods and bethelwoods.org. June 7th, Warren Haynes Band. June 14th, John Fogerty. June 16, Roger Daltrey. Caramore in Katona. Tickets and info, caramore.org. June 16th, Charles Turner and Uptown Swing. June 22nd, Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra featuring Wynton Marsalis. Uncle Chief in Brewster. Tickets at unclechief.com. Thursday, Grease Patrol. Friday, Moses Patro. Saturday, Jeremy Pelt. Sunday, Brazilian Jazz Brunch with Chiara Izzy. City Winery in the Hudson Valley in Montgomery, also at citywinery.com. Tonight, Natalie Forteza. Tomorrow, Miles Mancuso CD release show. Colony in Woodstock, also at colonywoodstock.com. The Colony Beer Garden is open. Visit the website for the music happening there. Tonight, Inside the Ballroom, Blues Night with Doc Orloff. Thursday, Stephen Clare Band. Friday, Misty Mountain Ramblers. Saturday, the Swing Vipers. Sunday is Pride Day, and every Monday is an open mic. At the Falcon in Marlborough and live at thefalcon.com. Thursday, Margaret Glaspie. Friday, Chrissy Poland and an all-star lineup. Saturday, Shadows and Light, music of Joni Mitchell. Sunday, Kevin Hayes, Alexander Claffey, and Eric Harland. Fisher Center at Bard College and info at fishercenter.bard.edu. Tickets for the Spiegel Tent, Bard Summerscape, and Bard Music Festival now on sale. June 8th, Hudson Valley Chamber Circle. And June 15, Isidore String Quartet. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown and at jazzforumarts.org. This Friday and Saturday, June 7 and 8, 2 shows each night with Joey Alexander Trio. The Local in Saugerties. Tickets and info at thelocalsaugerties.com. June 15 and 16, Kahan Kaller. Maverick Concerts in Woodstock. Tickets and info, maverickconcerts.org. June 15th is the open house, and June 22nd, Bookfest Story Slam. The Stissing Center in Pine Plains, also at stissingcenter.org. June 8th, New York Theater Organ Society presents Wings. June 9th, Chamber Music with the Forgotten Octet. Tarrytown Music Hall in Tarrytown, also at tarrytownmusichall.org. June 6th, the Allman Betts Band. June 7th, Jessica Kierson. Town Crier in Beacon and towncrier.com. Every Thursday is an open mic. Friday on the Salon stage, Rachel Sage. On the main stage, the Flurries and Rob Daniels. Saturday on the salon stage, Ellie Winninger and Dave Kearney. On the main stage, Steve Forbert. Sunday brunch, Vespers with Johnny Hop. Sunday evening, Here Comes the Sun, a Beatles tribute. Opus 40, tickets and info at opus40.org. June 8th, Greg Farley and Bluestone Quarry. June 9th, an afternoon concert with famous accordions of the universe. Saratoga Jazz Festival at Saratoga Performing Arts Center, June 29 and 30. Tickets and info at spac.org. Featuring Lake Street Dive, Samara Joy, Nora Jones, Terrence Blanchard, Stanley Clark, Stephen Bernstein, and many, many more. Last but never least, Larry Campbell and Teresa Williams, July Jam at Arrowwood Farms in Accord on July 20th, featuring Acoustic Hot Tuna, Jackie Green, The Secret Sisters, and many more. Tickets and info at larryandteresa.com. And that's what I got, folks. That's what's happening. Some of what's happening. There's a whole heck of a lot more, but that's what I know about. So that's what I can share with you. And let's take a listen to more music here. This next track is by Stephen Bernstein, who's one of the performers and was my guest here a couple of weeks ago at Saratoga Jazz Festival. He is bringing his band Millennial Territory Orchestra to Saratoga Performing Arts Center on Saturday, June 29th. Let's take a listen to that music right here, right now. 91.3.
watching you rise. Spend my nights looking into your eyes on our own desert island. Just you and me. Our own desert island. Dreaming. Desert island. So lay down, get between the sheets. Think about warm sand under your feet. Open up your heart, free your mind. Dream about all the joy we're gonna find on our own desert island. Just you and me. Our own desert island. Dreaming. Desert island. Desert island. Desert island. Dreams.
91.3 WVKR, Desert Island Dreams, off the newest album called All This Time by Larry Campbell, Teresa Williams. They were my first ever guests here on LocalMotion, and I just adore the two of them. And yeah, no, I'll never forget that. Good stuff. And Larry and Teresa are going to be hosting their first ever festival next month, July 20th in Accord at Arrowwood Farms. July 20th, July Jam is what it's called. It's got Acoustic Hot Tuna, the Secret Sisters. It's got Jackie Green. Brian Mitchell will be there as a special guest, as well as Cindy Cash Dollar. Just going to be an extraordinary day. LarryandTeresa.com. You can check out their website for tickets to a one-day festival presented by Larry and Teresa. We also heard Stephen Bernstein, the album Millennial Territory Orchestra, Community Music, Popular Culture. We heard the track called Long, Long, Long. Stephen is an extraordinary trumpeter, improviser, band leader, and all-around wonderful person. He was just on the show here 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was 2 weeks. He's going to be playing with this band at Saratoga Performing Arts Center for the Jazz Festival on Saturday, June 29th. So just a few weeks away for the annual 47th annual Saratoga Jazz Festival. Going to be some good stuff up there. I'm excited for that weekend. And let's see, what do we got? I want to say a huge thank you to Mike Amari of Opus 40 and Chosen Family Presents for being the guest during the 4 o'clock hour. He's got some great shows lined up at opus40.org. You can also visit chosenfamilypresents.com and sign up for the email list. And yeah, really extraordinary shows. We also want to congratulate today's ticket winners. We've had 2 of them. Congratulations to Amanda, who won a pair of tickets for Sunday, June 30th, to see Sun Rampe Pera at Opus 40. And congratulations to Judy, who won a pair of tickets for Friday.